How Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker will introduce new Jedi Force powers. Hey folks, I'm Jacki Jing, and I'll be hosting Nerdist News this week. I'm an Amazonian warrior wannabe by moonlight and a nerdy video host by daylight. Geeky stuff's my jam, and Tuxedo Mask is my main man. Him or Batman. Anyway, after dominating the box office this summer, the Marvel Cinematic Universe is finally taking a siesta for the rest of the year, which means sci-fi fans and fellow nerds have fixed their crosshairs on the next major franchise that's going to hit this year, Star Wars. With multiple Star Wars projects coming this year to screens, both big and small, including the first live-action TV series The Mandalorian on Disney Plus in November, and The Rise of Skywalker hitting theaters in December, fans are certainly going to get their fill. And thanks to a new report, we might have gotten additional details on Episode 9, specifically how we might see all new Force abilities for the Rise of Skywalker. Now, this video could spoil portions of this December's Episode 9, although some of you might consider the title a spoiler, so there's that. You can blame BComp.
Sorry about that.
Anyway, if you want to go into Episode 9 free of the burden of knowledge, now is the time to make like Porkins and try to eject.
No, I'm all right.
Still here? Great. So according to the cats at Making Star Wars, Rey will be getting new powers for the Rise of Skywalker. While this is still rumors, Making Star Wars does have a pretty good track record with their stories, but as with all sorts of leaks, take this with a grain of
salt.
Of course we were going to play that clip. Anyway, while there was an outspoken group of fans who felt the introduction of new Force powers in The Last Jedi, like Luke's Force projection or the Force bond between Kylo Ren and Rey were too much, adding new Force powers or abilities in each chapter of the saga is nothing new and has pretty much been done since the very first sequel, The Empire Strikes Back. Empire brought telekinesis, glimpsing the future, and Force ghosts. Return the Jedi introduced Force lightning. The Phantom Menace brought Force speed, which apparently Obi-Wan forgot to use during the fight with Darth Maul. But anyways, of course, Revenge of the Sith teased a bunch of new abilities, many of which the Jedi would consider to be unnatural. As for the new trilogy, The Force Awakens, we saw Kylo Ren stop a blaster bolt in its tracks and using the Force to prevent both Poe and Rey from moving, as well as reading minds. And in Episode 9, we will reportedly see Rey wield a new Force power that will take place during a fight with a sandworm. Now we know that Star Wars was influenced by the sci-fi classic Dune, but now it appears that Episode 9 will try to out-Dune Dune itself. Who wrote that? And it's during this fight that Rey uses this power to heal the sandworm for some reason. Well, we'll have to wait and see what and why, and whether this is a power she discovers spontaneously. We'll have to wait and see what and why, and whether this is a power she discovers spontaneously. Oh my god, spontaneously! I'm sorry. Spontaneously. We should put that in there. We'll have to wait and see what and why, and whether this is a power she discovers spontaneously through tapping into the Force or through training remains to be seen. However, this will be the first time we see Force healing in a Star Wars film. Although the concept has a long history of being used by characters in the Star Wars expanded universe, especially in the pre-Disney Legends continuity, we've yet to see it on the big screen. Using the Force to heal rather than attack fits in really well with the Jedi ethos, so it will be good to see the Jedi do more than hacking body parts off of someone. We're etting you, Obi-Wan and Luke. And of course, Force healing isn't the only power we will see Rey using. According to the same report, and this is going to draw the ire of many fans, Rey will at some point use Force lightning while battling Kylo Ren. As we know it now, Force lightning is a power that in the Star Wars universe draws from the dark side of the Force. Although Yoda was able to absorb and deflect Force lightning, so far though, we've only seen it used by baddies. Couple this with a glimpse of Dark Rey with a red double lightsaber from the D23 special look at Episode 9, and it paints an interesting picture of Rey's character arc in the film. Could she actually turn to the dark side, as some fans have theorized since the release of 2015's The Force Awakens? It seems unlikely that the film would end with Rey being evil, but this feels like it is her being tempted by the dark side, similar to how Luke almost gave into his hatred when fighting Darth Vader. But Rey being able to use the Force to both heal and to conjure destructive lightning does set up an interesting conflict for Rey. Will she choose the good, the bad, or walk some line closer to the center, as many other fans have theorized could happen? We will have to wait until The Rise of Skywalker drops in theaters in December. But what do you folks think? Will we see Rey use Force lightning in Episode 9? What other Force power would you like to see introduced in the films? And does having a sandworm confirm that Star Wars and Dune take place in the same universe as Beetlejuice? Let's discuss. Thanks for watching. If you like what you saw, why not give us a like and subscribe? And if you want to get notified every time we go live with the show or drop a new video, feel free to mash that little bell so you can be up to date on all the latest theories, news, and rumors in the pop culture world.